And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be carrying on the story of Shadowbringers. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So we are here in Yulmore on the top floor. So yeah, and we finally attuned to the Aephorite. So now let's talk to Thancred. The next quest is called Paradise Fallen. Thancred has a task for you. So here is some dream powder. We're administering it to the enthralled to keep them calm until they can receive proper attention. I would appreciate it if you could assist with this task. Now, those affected are scattered all over the city. I suggest start by looking at the derelicts and working your way up. When you are done, be sure to let Reen know. Okay. So let's go outside. Wow. Been a long time. Let's see if we can find where we need to go. Okay. And let's see. You can't mount in this area. Ah, there they are. Sorry. I did see them, but... Hello, Mithrie. You are my daily mule. Lol. Administer the powder. Okay. Next, we have to go to the mainstay. So they're gonna wake up and be like, oh, it was all just a bad dream. Ah, it hurts. Please, Lord Mithrie, take away the pain. You're the kind soul who saved me from falling to my death. My mistress, she's been injured. Please help her. I beg of you. Okay. There we go. What is this? She's sleeping. A medicine to help her rest while she awaits treatment, you say? Oh, thank you so much. When she began acting strangely, I didn't know what to do. Okay, next. We need to go back to the top. Okay, so let's go to the plaza. Right, so where are we going? This way. So, must stop trespassers. Sullying our paradise. Where did you fly to, my sweet canary? Okay. So let's now find and talk to Reen. Where is she? There she is. So... Oh, there you are, Mithrie. I've been finishing aiding this man. Now for the next one. More out on the derelicts and below, you say? So many of them. But Mithrie entrusted this power to me. I won't rest until I've helped everyone. I can bring the enthralled to you. I'll go and see to the wounded. I'm sure Alpha and Elise would appreciate the help. And should you find other enthralled civilians, please see that they are brought to me. Okay.
You're going to be all right. I think that's the last of them.
We've done all we can for the wounded. As for the rest...
Aren't you Alphino? The painter boy? What in the world is going on? Did something happen to us?
Let me handle this. Citizens of Yulmore, what I'm about to tell you will come as a shock. Indeed, you may be loath to believe it, but if you trust the evidence of your senses, it is my hope that you will listen and accept the truth, unpalatable though it may be. Mithrie is a sin-eater. Everything he offered, everything he promised, was a lie.
They're not taking it well, and who could blame them?
Are you saying we were Mithrie's puppets all this time?
Yes, dearie.
When you attacked us, you were not yourselves. That much is true. But your conduct prior to that moment was your own. Mithrie's unnatural charisma does not absolve you of all responsibility. Of your own free will, you came to this city and gave yourselves over to its pleasures. And in the course of this, if you mistreated those less fortunate than you, then that too was of your own free will. It is not for me to judge you, but for your victims, for history, for your conscience. You have dreamed a twisted dream, but now you are awake. You may yet share this world of ours. Join with us and each other, that we might begin anew. We've lost so many already. We dare not lose any more. I have said my piece. My thanks for giving me the chance. There is nothing more to be done here. Let us go after Mithrie.
Is there anything we can do to help? You risked your lives to bring us to our senses, and I for one hope to repay that debt. Begin anew, as you said.
Mithrie has fled to Mount Gulg, and we mean to pursue him. Do any of you know the way?
The only way to Mount Gulg is over the Bright Cliff. Have you an airship?
We will contemplate flight only as a last resort. Were we to come under attack whilst airborne, we would have little hope of defending ourselves. If at all possible, we would prefer to travel by land. Is there a way?
Well, the ladder is the only way up and down the cliff, but it hasn't moved in a long time. In the old days, it was operated by the mining folk who lived at the top. But after the flood, it saw less and less use, and when Lord Mithrie took control, it was abandoned altogether.
So we somehow need to get the ladder working again.
It moves by means of a talos, if that's any help. but good luck repairing that.
Well, we have some experience.
Talos? Did someone say Talos?
She didn't eat it, did she?
You know all about them, don't you, dearest? If anyone can get this lift moving, it's you.
I'm just kidding. I'm being mean to her for no reason.
Well, perhaps. But see here.
Oh, yes. If you want the golem restored, you may leave it to my husband. For he happens to be the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, foremost makers of Talos, whose contracts include the renowned mining venture of Armoreng.
Ugh.
It's been years and years since I had anything to do with it. I can't just pick up a hammer and set to work.
You can't.
No, that's not what I... It's just... All right, I will take a look at the Talos. But beyond that, I make no promises. Those with strong backs, come with me. I'll need help dragging the damn thing out of the storehouse.
Well done, brother.
Come, my friend. We have work to do.
Okay, so the next quest is called The Ladder, but we need to be level 78 to do it. So once we're level 78, we will continue. Okay, so I did one dungeon run with the truss, and I'm now 78. So let's talk to Alpha Node. The quest is called The Ladder. Alpha Node's eyes glisten with joy. The ladder is situated to the north and west of Right. Let us make our way there, Mithrie. Okay, so... Okay, it's fairly far. So once we get there, we will continue. Okay, so we made it to this massive lift. So let's talk to Urianger. So Mithrie, dost thou see yonder pair of Talos? For a blessing they were found to be in good repair. Master Chai prepareth to activate them as we speak. With our arcane knowledge, Yastol and I will serve as his assistants. The appointed hour we shall imbue the golems with Aether. Other, meanwhile, attend to the ladder itself, which hath too long lain neglected. Extensive maintenance will be needed ere it can move again, as well as myriad materials with which to perform it. If thou art willing, we would prevail upon thee to procure lumber. Gathering, it's boring, whatever, man. So, my thanks, Mithrie. Directly to the south, that will find a dry dock. Vermont Yards. Pray see if thou canst persuade the folk there to part with some lumber for our cause. Okay, so again we have to go quite far. So once we get there, we will continue. Okay, we made it. So let's talk to Vif. So, ho there, sinner. Haven't seen you around here before. New to Gate Town, I take it. If you need lumber for a shack, you've come to the right place. We can do the building for you too. Well, that'll cost extra. You want lumber to restore the ladder? Why in the world would anyone want to do that? If you don't have the coin, least you can do is come up with a believable excuse. But look, I'm not one to turn folk away. I'll give you your lumber if you do me a favor in return. I just finished taking stock of our supply, and was about to do another round for good measure. I want you to do the counting instead, and we'll see if your total matches mine. Now, some of the lumber lying around this yard, but most of it is kept in the storehouse. For these, you can just ask Grillif or Griffle for the number. Here, I'll lend you some writing material so you can take notes. So take stock of the supply of lumber at the shipyard. What you learn can be reviewed in your key items. Interesting. Okay. So taking stock of for Ervif, are you? Well, last I counted, we had 68 planks in the storehouse here. 9 of those were rotted through, though. We toss them out. Oi, Griffle, another load's just arrived. 13 planks all told, but one's damaged. It's only good for kindling now. Right then. Sorry, bring the good ones, and be sure to let Ervif know as well. How many planks does that make now? You're writing down the numbers anyway, right? I'm sure you can work it out. So, you jot down the details of the conversation. Okay. I mean, he said 13, 1 damaged, so that's what, 12? Let's see if we can find it. Okay. 9 discarded, 13 delivered, 1 damaged. So that makes 12, right? You count 11. So that's 23. Where's the last one? So you count 24 planks. So 24 plus 23 is 47. So done, are you? So how many planks did you count? I thought it was 47, but apparently not. So 9 discarded, 24, 11, so 35. None of these. I don't know what he's on about. 35? This doesn't make sense. It's none of these numbers. Oh, God, I'm irritated. $11 in stack. 24 in stack. So that's 35. Oh, I forgot the 68 in storehouse. Damn it. GG, Mithrie. So, oopsie doopsies. Okay. My bad, chat. My bad. Let's try, I don't know, 106. Exactly what I counted. Thanks for your help, friend. Taking stock fair puts me to sleep, but it has to be done. As promised, I will give you your lumber. What do you need it for, anyway? Damn it. You were serious about the ladder? I'll be damned. If that's the case, please, let us help with the work. Your shipwrights with no ships to build, only shacks. While it's a living, we all itch to do something greater. This fellow you say is in charge. You reckon he'd mind the likes of us barging in on his project? He won't mind. He'd welcome the help. Wonderful. I'll round up the lads and lasses. We'll head over to the ladder, along with all the lumber you need. Awesome. Okay, let's go. Okay, sorry, I forgot. So, as it's a fair distance, once we get there, we will continue. Okay, so we're back with Urianger. Let's talk to him. So, thou art returned. Wert thou able to procure the lumber? Well, well. To secure not only the material, but the eager cooperation of the shipwrights besides. Their expertise shall greatly avail our efforts. Mithri's own efforts have not been without struggle, but he hath proven himself to be a determined soul. I doubt not, but that the work shall be complete ere long, and we may continue on our way once more. Though it have been years in the making, at long last do the people stand united in the defiance of the world's fate, their hope spurring us ever onward towards journey's end. Whatsoever may await us when thou takest those final steps, I pray it shall be with a smile upon thy face. Okay, that's complete. So the next quest is called The View from Above. Urianger is wearing a pensive look. But prematurely do I give myself to sentimental musings. Many more pressing concerns demand our attention, not the least of which is the matter of how we might reach the mountain, detached from the land as it is. For the present, 'twould appear we have matters here well in hand. Perhaps thou shouldst take thine ease for a time, though with near every ounce of thy strength for the trials ahead. Okay. So he's saying take a chill pill, I guess. So let's see.
Would you look at that? The citizens of Yulmore engaging in what can only be described as manual labor. Who would have thought it possible?
Shut up.
Do you know the most reliable way to deal with those who stubbornly refuse to see reason? You conquer them. Crush them under heel. Such was the trusted method of Alec, and one still favored by Garlemald. But conquest is the easy part. The true challenge begins once the dust has settled, quenching the glowing embers of animosity and maintaining a semblance of peace. This requires the conqueror to treat the conquered with dignity, and the conquered to let bygones be bygones, a difficult feat to achieve. But you have achieved just that, to my considerable surprise. It's a compliment. Take it.
It's what we call a backhanded compliment.
Ah, the vibrant energy that fills the air when like-minded souls gather. To think back on that time before time, fair brings a tear to the eye. What? You thought ancient beings like us incapable of crying? Well, rest assured that if your heart can be broken, then so can mine. Back when the world was whole, we had family, friends, loves. Men knew peace and contentment, and with our adamant souls, we could live for an age. There was no conflict born of want or disparity. Our differences paled into insignificance next to all we had in common. And then there was Amarant. Never was a city more magnificent. From the humblest streets to the highest spires, she fairly gleamed. Not that you would remember any of this.
Remember?
Never mind. The point is, the world of old was a far better place than what we have now. I believe you would like it, having witnessed the things you have. Remember, you are of the source. Unlike the half-men here, you stand only to gain. Should you survive the remaining calamities, you will become our equal, a complete existence in a complete world. But such talk is a pleasure for later. Back to work, hero. Ah, there was one thing I had meant to ask. How well do you know the Exarch? Has he ever deigned to show you what hides beneath the cowl? What? Never? Even to you? How very interesting. I shall enjoy working out what it means. Until next time.
Toodly doodly.
I never doubted you for a moment.
It's alive. I don't know if you remember, but when we first met in this world, I was all but spent. I never thought to wonder why until now. I think it all just got to be too much. The guilt of causing the flood. Knowing everyone hated me. But the worst thing was the solitude. Time wears you down, aye. Solitude eats away at you. It was this close to finishing me off. But as bad as it got, and as empty as I felt, I can't even begin to imagine what it must be like for Emitselk. All of which is a long way of saying, don't make a choice that leaves you alone. Nothing is worth that. Especially not eternity.
Glad tidings, my friend. The ladder lives again.
The three of us have been invited to do the honors. Are you up for it? Of course, if you're worried that the whole thing might come crashing down, we can always find someone else. That's the spirit. Come on then.
We rode the ladder too, my comrades and I. Once upon a time. Watched the horizon grow, and the town shrink below us. Awed and terrified in equal measure, we ascended without a word, the silence broken only by the rhythm of the gears. No one but me remembers that day. Remembers our journey and our end. Retread the path. Seek, and you may yet find.
Interesting. Let's talk to Alpha Node. And here we are finally at top rung. The others should arrive ere long. Alpha Node Mithrie, come up here. There's something I need you to see. What could this be about? Okay. So we need to go to Elise. So let's see how far she went up. Okay, there's a sightseeing log there. We'll come back to it another day. Ah, here she is. So there's a village, Mithrie, over to the northeast. So there is. Yeah, after 2 decades without the ladder in operation, I will not be surprised if such an isolated settlement had long been abandoned. Alright, but that was before I spied someone leave it and proceed to head in our direction, all the while trying to remain unseen. Whoever this mysterious person is, they should still be out there. Go on and take a look, Mithrie. So, search your surroundings with a mysterious person. You may move the camera while zooming in and out. Okay. It's one of those telescope missions. So you have located a mysterious person. However, it seems he has likewise spotted you, and hurriedly turns back to the village. So there's someone, right? And they were spying on us? Personally, I don't feel comfortable not knowing who they are. What do you say we investigate? I'm curious too, I must admit, and I dare say we have a bit of time here the others ascend. It's settled then. Let's head to the village and see if it's indeed inhabited. Awesome. Okay, so we need to go... Okay, we need to go there. So once we get there, we will continue. Okay, so we made it to the village. So let's investigate. So you hear faint sounds from inside the building, however the door refuses to budge. So I guess they've barricaded themselves in. So food has been hung to dry in the sun, and quite recently by your reckoning. Okay, so we have determined that people in fact live here. So the cups are half empty, or half full, depending how you see such things. Behind the counter, a kettle bubbles steadily over the stove. Okay. So let's now talk to Master Alphanode. So what news, Mithrie? Were you able to find anything of note? The people are definitely still living here. Indeed, while there's no one to be seen, 'tis plain this village is anything but abandoned. So if the villagers are trying to conceal themselves, they are doing a rather poor job of it. But if they don't wish to be seen, what are we to do? And I'll eat all their food. I say, aren't you the ones who saved my life? So, you're Tristal, the artist from Yulmore. You remembered. Ever since we parted ways, I worried for you, bound for the city as you were. Never did I imagine that we would meet again, and here of all places. We could say the very same thing to you, my friend. I'm glad to see you hale and whole. But tell me, what is this village? I guess the main thing is, well, how did you get here? The list was broken. This is Amity, a settlement made up of those who survived being exiled from Yulmore. As I wandered the wilds, I chanced to cross paths with an inhabitant of these parts. He took me through a secret tunnel which led to the top of Bright Cliff. I've been here ever since. Life is hard, but we know a semblance of peace. Well, we did at any rate, until Mount Gulg broke away from the earth. Then, just as suddenly as the ladder started moving again. And you feared whoever was coming up would threaten your lives? Aye, but I see now there's no cause for concern. Will you tell me what has brought you here? So Mithrie is a sin eater, and he fled to Mount Gulg. 'Tis a strange tale, but I have no reason to doubt your words. I owe you my life. If there is anything I can do to help, you need but say the word. Your help would be most welcome, Tristal. To begin with, we request your people's permission to reconnoiter this area. If we are to confront Mithrie, we must find a way to reach Mount Gulg. Of course, you hardly need our permission to be here. I will tell the others about you and yours. Now, we haven't much to offer in the way of hospitality, but our village is at your disposal. Please use it as you see fit in your quest. Cool. So that's complete. Awesome. Okay, let's talk to Elise. So the next quest is called In Mount Gulg's Shadow. So Elise is eager to get on with the task. So yet another hapless soul that Alphanode saved from all danger, I see. Some things never change. At any rate, it seems that brother has a mind to linger. Meanwhile, I have a mind for us to explore. Mithrie and I are going to scout out the area. We'll be back in a while. Oh, very well then. Just take care out there. Okay, so we're gonna go speak to Elise. Okay, we have to travel to her. So once we get to Elise, we will continue. Okay, here's Elise. So let's talk to her. So the path diverges. Let's split up so we can cover more ground. I'll go east if you would be so kind as head west. We can aim to meet at the foot of the mountain, taking note of what we see along the way. In a short while then. Okay. So how far do we need to go? Okay. We have to go there. So once we get there, we will continue. Okay, so it seems we have a fight on our hands. I haven't seen Cineators in a while. I'm going to summon my Chocobo, just for the sake of it. Okay, next. So soon we'll get to Tomra, then we can attune to the crystal. It seems like there's a lot of mobs around. So far, so good. And next. So let's speak to Elise. Okay, we have to travel a good distance, so again, once we get to her, we will continue. Okay, here she is.
You're a sight for sore eyes. I don't know about you, but I bumped into quite a few Sin-Eaters out there. You too, then. It seems the closer we get to Mount Gulg, the more of them there are. Looks a lot bigger from here, doesn't it? If I were Mithrie, the first thing I'd do is surround myself with as many Sin-Eaters as I could lay my hands on. And judging by the number we've already faced, his lordship is of the same mind. This is going to be a tough climb. But first things first. We need to determine if climbing is even an option. Y'shtola is right to be worried. But flying may be our only choice after all.
There you are. Master Alphino was afeard you had met with some misfortune.
Urianger. And you too, Exarch. What brings you here?
I wish to observe the final struggle with my own eyes. I arrived at Bottom Rung too late to accompany you, but I was in time to join Urianger and the others. Come, let us see how this unfolds.
not very well from the looks of it.
Well, it seems flying is off the table.
If we have learned that much, then the Machina have served their purpose.
Ah, so that's what they were for. Wasteful, but effective.
It would seem our foe will not be reached by land or air. We must needs withdraw to consider another course. Master Alphino waiteth for us atop rung. Thither should we make our way.
Fair enough, fair enough. So we're gonna either teleport there or okay, I think I'm going to attune to this place on the way. Either teleport there, bring the mountain down, or whatever. I guess we'll see. So once we get to Alpha Node, we will continue. Okay, so we're back. So let's quickly talk to Elise. So I didn't expect to see the Chais here, though I suppose it's well within their rights. At any rate, it's time to tackle our next little obstacle, finding a way to reach Mount Gulg. For this, we'll need to put all our heads together. Awesome. So yeah. Now, I think it's a good time to end the episode, guys. So, if you liked the episode, be sure to give it a thumbs up. You can watch a random video over there, you can watch the latest upload down there, or you can click down here to subscribe. Thank you guys, bye bye.